Price of the RCA VFT 450, and only one carried it.
They're selling the RCA VFT 450 for $799.
However, the same VHS recorder at Video Service Center sells for only $575. That's a savings of over $200.
This low price and more at Video Service Center, Arden Way and Florin Road at I-5.
Our spotlight today falls on the world of movies. We're going to take you to a big surprise party at the New York Film Festival, and we'll show you who feeds those famous faces. But first, this report on big screen cloning. You know, with Star Trek III, The Search for Spock already announced, and with The Empire Strikes Back set to reopen next month, that to warm audiences up for The Revenge of the Jedi next spring. Can there be any doubt that in Hollywood there is no business like the sequel business? In the high-risk world of making movies, there's nothing as comforting as a hit. Only one film in 10 ever makes big money, so now more than ever, Hollywood is turning out new films based on old hits. And while overall movie production is decreasing, sequel production is increasing.
Movies are so expensive, the gamble is so high that if something worked before, they don't want to take a chance on trying something new that might not work. If it worked before, why, let's try again, maybe it'll work again.
It's just the pressure for all these companies to stave off bankruptcy or meet the stockholders' demands that they must have more product.
People who finance motion pictures like to look, as all investors do, for guarantees. And in motion pictures, the guarantee relates to the sequel. The sequel is itself a guarantee of an existing audience.
Sequels aren't new. During the 30s and 40s, hundreds were made because studios knew they would make money, a predictable 65% of the original. But now many sequels do better than the original. Rocky III is a bigger hit than Rocky I or II. And Star Trek II not only cost less than the original, it earned far more.
Star Trek II is a better movie, better story, better script, therefore more entertaining. A lot more money was spent on Star Trek I, but I think it's a prime example that money doesn't buy entertainment.
But while the sequel market is definitely bullish, it still isn't risk-free.
The thing that we learned about Grease, and after it's over, when you do disappointing business, you ask the audience, and so they really felt that Grease 1 belonged to John and Olivia. Kids really felt that they missed their old friends, and just having the faculty and Didi Khan, the kids felt that really wasn't enough.
Overall, audiences couldn't be happier. Weaned on episodic television, they eagerly await future episodes of their favorite films. And hopefully, producers will continue to capture the magic.
There are three principal elements: the cast and the material itself and the people who do it. Generally speaking, if you can recapture two out of those three things and then go on to new ground, you have a very good chance of making a good picture.
But the creators of Airplane are among those who feel sequel mania may be getting out of hand.
As a matter of fact, what we wanted to do was Nijinsky 2, or perhaps Elephant Man 2 instead, and they were willing to settle on Chapter 2 too, but we couldn't work that out either, so they went their way and did Airplane 2, and we'll go on to other twos. 2.
It appears that no film is sequel safe. 22 years after the original Hitchcock classic, Psycho 2 will soon be with us.
As a film buff and film purist, it really distresses me to know somebody's going to make a Psycho 2. I wouldn't want to tamper with any of Mr. Hitchcock's work, and I certainly wouldn't want to try to top him.
It's the quintessential Gothic haunted house story. I don't think there's been anything in 50 or 100 years that really carves that particular niche in movie history or theater history. It's an original. And I think he would approve.
As competition for the entertainment dollar increases, sequels will surely increase as well. To the motion picture industry, they may become fail-safe if producers give the audience a good product.
We tried to do that in Star Trek II, which is to expand the material so that you're not simply telling the same tale over and over again, but letting the characters mature and go on to new dimensions. That may be the art of sequel making.
I think audiences are responding to sequels when the sequels are good. I don't think there's any other criteria that they have. If the word of mouth gets out that a sequel is just a rip-off and is taking them for a ride, so to speak, they're not going to show up. And if they find out that the sequel is really good, that it was made with some integrity, they're going to come.
Speaking of sequels, you're going to be seeing a lot of movies based on the novels of writer S.E. Hinton in the days ahead. Francis Coppola has two...